June 28, 1942, 2:47 a.m. Somewhere over the Donetsk Basin, Eastern Front. The engine sputters, then dies. In the cockpit of the Polikarpov Po-2 biplane, 19-year-old Nadezhda Popova cuts the throttle completely. Behind her, navigator Katya Ryabova grips the sides of the open cockpit as the wooden frame shudders in the freezing air. The fabric wings stretched canvas over birchwood flutter like bedsheets on a clothesline. Below them, 3,000 feet down, German encampments dot the Ukrainian steppe like scattered embers. Nadia pushes the stick forward. The biplane glides. Silent now. Just wind whistling through the struts and wires. The kind of silence that makes your heartbeat sound like thunder in your own ears. She can see them now, Wehrmacht soldiers moving between tents. Tiny figures illuminated by kerosene lamps. They have no idea what's coming. How could they? The Po-2 is flying too slow, too low for radar to detect. Its maximum speed, barely 94 miles per hour, puts it below the stall speed of German fighters. The Messerschmitts can't even catch them without falling out of the sky themselves. Katya taps Nadia's shoulder. 30 seconds. Nadia's fingers find the release lever. Attached to the underside of the wings by simple wire brackets are 4 Fab 100 bombs, 220 pounds each. No bomb bay. No sophisticated release mechanism, just wire and hooks, and the steady hand of a woman who 3 months ago was stuffing rags into oversized flight boots because the Soviet Air Force didn't make uniforms in her size. The German camp grows larger, closer. She can make out individual trucks now. Supply depot, fuel drums stacked in rows. 15 seconds. Her brother's face flashes through her mind. Sergeant Leonid Popov, killed at Sevastopol. Her childhood home in Donetsk, occupied. Her neighbors, executed in the street. 10 seconds. The wind shifts. The canvas wings creak. 5. She pulls the lever. October 15th, 1941. Engels, Soviet Union. Military airfield. No 12. Marina Raskova stands before 403 women in a drafty hangar that smells of engine oil and desperation. Outside, snow already blankets the Volga region. Inside, the temperature isn't much better. The women ages 17 to 26 wear whatever civilian clothes they arrived in. Wool skirts, cotton dresses. One girl still has flour dust on her apron from the bakery she left that morning. Raskova herself is 30 years old, already a legend. In 1938, she set a world record for longest non-stop flight by a woman over 6,000 kilometers. Stalin himself pinned the Hero of the Soviet Union medal on her chest. When Germany invaded in June, Raskova petitioned Stalin directly, "Let the women fight." He said yes, barely. Now she surveys her recruits, shop clerks, teachers, factory workers, university students who will never finish their degrees. Every single one volunteered. Every single one was told by fathers, brothers, boyfriends, commanding officers, "Go home. War is men's work. You will fly missions the men refuse." Raskova tells them, her voice cutting through the cold air, "You will fly aircraft considered obsolete. You will receive no special treatment, no exceptions, no mercy." She pauses, looks each woman in the eye. The 588th Night Bomber Regiment begins training tomorrow at 0500. Anyone who wishes to leave may do so now. No questions asked. Not a single woman moves. In the back row, Nadezhda Popova shifts her weight. The military-issue boots they gave her this morning are size 43. Her feet are size 37. She's already torn strips from her bedsheet and wrapped them around her feet just to walk without tripping. The uniform jacket cut for a man's broad shoulders hangs off her like a scarecrow's coat. Beside her, Yevgenia Zhigulenko whispers, "Think they'll actually let us fly?" Nadia touches the red star pin on her collar, the only thing that fits properly. "They'll let us fly," she whispers back. "Or we'll steal the planes and fly anyway." August 3rd, 1942, 11:47 p.m. German defensive position near Mozdok. Obergefreiter Hans Kraus hears it first. A whisper, like fabric tearing, or wind through broken shutters. He's standing guard outside the ammunition depot when the sound makes him look up. Nothing. Just stars and darkness, and the distant rumble of artillery from the southern sector. Then he hears it again. Closer now. Müller, he hisses at his squad mate. Do you hear that? Müller, smoking a cigarette behind the sandbags, shrugs. Hear what? That rustling. The sound grows louder. Not engines. Not the growl of a proper aircraft. Something else. Something wrong. Like a broom sweeping across a wooden floor. Like witches' skirts dragging through autumn leaves. There, Kraus points skyward. Against the stars, a shape. Small. Impossibly slow. Banking toward them in the darkness. Müller drops his cigarette. What the hell is... The bomb hits 30 meters from their position. The explosion tears through the night. Secondary detonations follow as ammunition crates ignite. Fire blooms orange and red, casting dancing shadows across the steppe. Kraus is on his face in the mud, ears ringing, tasting blood and dirt. By the time he scrambles to his feet, the plane is gone, vanished into the darkness like it was never there at all. Did you see it? Müller gasps, stumbling toward him. Did you see the pilot? Kraus shakes his head. He saw nothing, just a shadow, a ghost. But he heard it, that sound, that impossible, supernatural rustle of wings. Within a week, the German soldiers have a name for whatever is hunting them in the night. Nachthexen, the night witches. They don't know yet that every single pilot is a woman, that the supernatural sound is nothing more than canvas and wood, that the planes hunting them were obsolete before the war even started, crop dusters and training biplanes pressed into combat service because there's nothing else available. They don't know that each plane carries only 4 small bombs, no radios, no radar, no guns, no parachutes. There isn't enough weight capacity. They don't know that in a few hours, the same pilots will fly again and again. 15 missions, 18, 20 in a single night, each pilot returning to reload, refuel, and launch back into darkness before dawn. All they know is the sound and the fear. September 9th, 1942, 1:15 a.m. Forward airfield, Caucasus Front. Nadia's hands shake as the ground crew hooks the 4th bomb to the wing strut. Not from fear, from exhaustion. This is her 12th mission tonight. 12 takeoffs, 12 glides through darkness. 12 times cutting the engine and becoming nothing but wind and prayer. 12 times pulling the release lever and banking hard to escape the explosion below. She has 3 more to go before sunrise. Katya climbs into the navigator's seat behind her, consulting a hand-drawn map by flashlight. Next target is a railway junction, 15 kilometers northeast. We'll have to cross their flak corridor. Nadia nods, doesn't speak, saves her energy. Her throat is raw from breathing frozen air for 6 straight hours. Her fingers, even inside leather gloves, have lost feeling twice already. The open cockpit offers 0 protection from the elements. At 3,000 feet in September, the temperature hovers around minus 20 degrees Celsius. The ground crew chief Sergeant Irina Kasharina slaps the fuselage twice. You're loaded. Go kill some fascists. Nadia guns the engine. The M11 radial motor coughs, sputters, catches. 100 horsepower, pulling a plane that weighs barely more than a car. The Po-2 shudders down the dirt runway. There's no pavement out here, just cleared steppe, and lifts off into darkness. She banks northeast. Below, the front line glows with muzzle flashes and burning vehicles. She can smell smoke even up here. Burning oil, burning wood, burning flesh, though she tries not to think about that part. The flak corridor opens up ahead. German 88mm guns hammering the sky with explosive shells. White bursts bloom in the darkness like deadly flowers. Nadia pushes the stick left, then right, weaving between detonations. The plane's slow speed becomes an advantage here. The German gunners can't track something moving this erratically, this slowly. A shell explodes 50 meters to starboard. Shrapnel tears through the canvas wing. Nadia feels the biplane list, compensates with the rudder. The fabric holds, barely. "Railway junction ahead," Katya shouts over the wind. Nadia cuts the engine. They glide, silent except for wind through the bullet holes in their wings. March 7th, 1943, 4:32 a.m. Returning to base. Nadia brings the Po-2 down hard. The landing gear, thin wooden struts, barely thicker than broomsticks, bounces twice before settling. The engine finally dies with a mechanical wheeze. She sits there for a moment, hands still gripping the stick, unable to make her muscles release. 18 missions tonight. 18. Katya climbs out first, legs wobbly, and vomits in the grass beside the runway. Not unusual, not anymore. The combination of cold, fear, and adrenaline does that. The ground crew swarms the aircraft. They count bullet holes out loud. 23 in the wings, 14 in the fuselage, 1 clean through the tail section, missing the rudder cable by centimeters. Irina shakes her head. "You're lucky the Fritzes can't aim." Nadia finally climbs down. Her legs nearly give out. 16 hours in the cockpit. She's flown 107 missions in the past 2 weeks. The other girls have similar numbers. Yevgenia flew 19 missions last night. 19. Came back with 42 bullet holes and a dead engine that she managed to glide home on. In the operations tent, Commander Yevdokia Bershanskaya is updating the mission board. The numbers are staggering. Since June 1942, the 588th has flown nearly 8,000 combat missions. They've dropped over 1,000 tons of bombs, destroyed 2 railway stations, 12 fuel depots, 76 armored vehicles. The cost is written in the empty bunks. 32 women dead, shot down, crashed, missing. The odds are simple mathematics. Eventually, a bullet finds something vital. Eventually, the canvas tears in just the wrong place. Eventually, you run out of luck. Nadia drinks hot tea that tastes like metal and tries not to think about Lyuba, who didn't come back last Tuesday, or Genya, who died when her plane's engine caught fire over Stalingrad, or Valia, whose aircraft simply vanished into darkness 3 nights ago. No explosion, no fire, just gone. Outside, dawn breaks over the Eastern Front. The night witches have a few hours to sleep before the briefing for tonight's missions. Nadia doesn't dream anymore. When you only sleep 2 hours out of 24, you don't dream. You just fall into blackness and claw your way back out when someone shakes your shoulder. "Rest," Katya tells her. "We fly again at 2100. Nadia closes her eyes. May 9th, 1945. Berlin has fallen. The war in Europe is over. The 588th Night Bomber Regiment has flown its last mission. Final count, 23,672 combat sorties, over 3,000 tons of bombs, 26,000 incendiary shells. They destroyed 17 river crossings, 9 railways, 26 warehouses, 12 fuel depots, 176 armored vehicles, 86 firing positions, and 11 searchlights. They delivered 155 supply drops to trapped Soviet forces. 32 women died doing it. 23 received the Hero of the Soviet Union Medal, the highest honor the nation can bestow. Every single surviving member received at least 1 combat decoration. Many received several. Nadezhda Popova flew 852 combat missions. 852 times, she climbed into a wooden biplane held together with canvas and wire. 852 times, she cut the engine and glided through darkness toward enemy guns. She was shot down multiple times, crash-landed 4 times. Returned to base with so many bullet holes the ground crew lost count. She survived the war, married a fighter pilot, lived until 2013, dying peacefully at age 91 in Moscow, surrounded by family and the medals she rarely wore. In Germany, veterans still tell stories about the Nachthexen, about the impossible planes that flew too slow to shoot down, too quiet to hear coming, too numerous to stop. Some claim they were ghosts. Others, witches. The truth is simpler and more terrifying. They were women. Young women in oversized boots and hand-me-down uniforms who decided that revenge was worth dying for.